Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Friday Night Football Blitz. John Mendola with you here and ready to go tonight. And we've got some guests lined up as we are into October, our first weekend in October. The weather continues to be absolutely gorgeous for high school football. Get through some of the scores. We got some interviews already lined up, including the Wilkes University head football coach, Dave Beaver, will join us homecoming weekend for the Colonels for their noon kickoff tomorrow. That'll be against Catholic, so we'll see at Schmidt Stadium what that energy is like. But let's get through some of the scores here quickly. So Delaware Valley does it against Long Island Lutheran. You had Scranton Prep losing to Abington Heights last second. The field goal there at the end. Got them. Pittston area able to hold off Wilkes-Barre area. Berwick taking to Nanticoke. Wyoming area in control there against Hanover area. Lackawanna Trail all over Carbondale area. Riverside way better than Holy Cross tonight. Old Forge gets their first win of the year. Take care of Susquehanna. While Paupack victorious over Scranton. Lake Lehman goes up to Tunkhannock, gets a win. Crestwood gets a win up the road at Hazleton area. How do you like your deer meat? Dunmore beats Mid-Valley. West Scranton travels to West Wayne and gets the win. And Dallas beats Wyoming Valley West. So those are some of the scores for tonight. We'll have some more District 4 and District 11 scores here as the night moves along. But we got some other things tomorrow going on with Lakeland and Honesdale. We'll talk about that game. But let's welcome in our first guest here. Head coach Dave Beaver for Wilkes University on the show. Coach, welcome in. Homecoming tomorrow. You guys come off a big win last weekend and able to do that against Montclair State. Talk a little bit about that road victory.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a big momentum swing for us for the season. Obviously, going on the road in a hostile environment, Montclair was obviously a great environment to play in. About 5,000 people, homecoming in Jersey. I thought we had a lot of Jersey guys on our roster. I thought it was a pretty cool environment for our guys to play in, and I thought it was a good environment for our guys to go win in. And when you win on the road, it's not easy to win on the road. It's very, very hard to win on the road. And in that environment, I thought Montclair did a good job of really having us there and getting us in an environment, and then our guys playing well and playing fast.
You guys start the season with that win, and you had those two losses. Talk about, keeping those guys on the right track and say, hey, we're going to find ways to win games. There's going to be some tight ones along the way, but we got enough talent here to do it.
Yeah, for us, we're such a young football team. And I know I talked to you in the summer about this and getting our guys in and getting them able to play early was good. And our non-conference schedule is not easy. I mean, you open up with the team down the road, you open up with TCNJ, you open up with Muhlenberg, and then you go to Montclair on a Saturday night is not an easy way to start our season. And coming out 2-2, we tell our guys, like, we're going to schedule hard teams. So when we wake up for landmark play and landmark play starts tomorrow, we're prepared to be able to go through the gauntlet it's going to take to go through the landmark and play fast. And I thought that started our year really 4 weeks ago. And I think with a young football team, we're learning how to win. We're learning how to play together. We're learning how to do a lot of things on the fly. And I think now we've had them here for 8 weeks, and a lot of our young guys are playing. And I thought that helped us.
Dave Beaver, the head football coach of Wilkes University, here on the Friday Night Football Blitz. Talk about this Catholic team coming in tomorrow for the noon start for homecoming. What are we looking at here with Catholic?
Yeah, it's a landmark game, so you better show up or you're going to lose. And that's the one thing that we've learned over the last 2 years in the landmark is these are win-or-go-home games. And it doesn't matter who you're playing. Once you hit conference play, you got to be ready to rock and roll, and I think our guys are ready for that. This Catholic team is a hungry team that's coming up here on a Saturday afternoon, and for us, it is homecoming, and they're coming here to ruin our homecoming. And for us, when we match up, I think it's a really good matchup. They're playing young kids on offense and defense, and we're playing young kids everywhere. And I think that's the fun part about college football right now is the amount of young kids getting the opportunity to play. And I think it's going to be a really good matchup tomorrow. I think we're excited about the opportunity to go compete in Schmidt Stadium. But it is going to be a 4-quarter ball game, and I think it's going to be a lot closer of a game than people think.
Let's talk about, you got this monster roster. You brought in 40, 50 guys as freshmen, and talk about, keeping the interest, trying to keep guys on that roster, because it's probably easy when you have 130, 140. I mean, people don't realize there's a big roster that keep guys going, but you found a way to kind of keep it going there, Wilkes.
Yeah, we're at 138 right now. We are still at 66 freshmen. We've only lost 2 guys as a team, and we added 2 walk-ons. So we're excited for what we're building and who we are. We have 110 freshmen and sophomores since our staff took over 2 years ago. So we are a young football team, but we are an exciting football team with the amount of talent. And for us, we compete every day. We do live sessions in practice. We get after it on Tuesday and Wednesday. We want to play smash mouth football. And I think for us, it's our young guys learning the way we want to play. And it's exciting because we play 5 JV games. We have those young guys getting reps, but from scout team to best on best to every day in practice, our guys are going out there and they're competing on a day-by-day basis. And we're playing a lot of young guys. On offense and defense, we're going to play 3 freshman tight ends tomorrow. We got a few guys on defense that are freshmen that are playing, and it's exciting to see where they were when they showed up on August 12th to where they are right now. And I think for us, it's about the culture you build, and it's about the people in the building, and it's the family atmosphere. And we don't lose guys. We're not transfer portal guys. We're not guys that are run and hide. It's guys that show up every day. They compete. They get in the weight room. They get in the practice, and it is a hungry team, and I think I'm really excited about the culture of our kids not quitting, not running away, not being afraid of the moment when they get the moment, but showing up every day and being able to be who we are.
Homecoming weekend, so a lot of pride, a lot of conversations with alum, and parking will be limited tomorrow, just so everybody's aware. No parking at Kirby Park. It's going to be a little bit nutsy. But it'll be one of those atmospheres that you kind of want to be there over at Schmidt Stadium. But talk about when you do reunite and what that's like.
Yeah, playing in Schmidt Stadium is second to none, and I've been here 11 years now. And the more I'm around it, the more I appreciate it. And coming from places in Hazleton that had great culture and great tradition, and going to East Stroudsburg and having great tradition, and then showing up at a place that has great tradition. I was at a dinner tonight with the Golden Horde guys that are celebrating their 60-year anniversary. And when you talk to those guys, you talk about the pride and the poise and the execution that Rollie Schmidt talked about. And you talk about the culture of Wilkes and the family atmosphere. And it is a small school in a small town where there's 2 colleges. You know what I mean? And to have the pride of wearing blue and gold and having that ability for our alumni and our families to come together tomorrow and really have some fun and execute and talk about who we are. And that's the fun part about tonight was talking about the stories of the same things that our guys are going through. They were going through 60 years ago, the practices, the hills, the sweat, the bad days and the good days. And those Golden Horde guys didn't have many bad days when they won 34, 35 games in a row, but our guys are learning from them and really want to be who they are. And that's what we talk about our guys every day is how about when you show up in 50 years, what are you going to talk about? What are the stories you're going to tell? Who are you going to talk about? It's that family bonding and that torture that every football program goes through together. It's exciting to see our guys be able to talk to those guys who you're talking to an 18-year-old who's talking to an 80-year-old, and they're talking about the same trials and tribulations that our guys are going through. And it doesn't change. Football doesn't change. The culture doesn't change. And Wilkes hasn't changed. And that's the cool part about small Division III football, but it's also about that family atmosphere and the people. I can't talk about the people enough when you talk about Wilkes and you talk about our alumni and the kids on our team right now. And it's about bringing special people together and hopefully doing special things.
There's been some coaches that go through programs, and you and I both know this. You're not the guy looking for the next gig. You're the guy who's like, listen, I found a home in here at Wilkes. They believed in me as an assistant. They believed in me here as a head coach. This is where I want my career. This is where I want my family to grow up.
Yeah. That's one thing. I've been through 2 head coaches now, and I've went from intern to part-time to full-time to now head coach. And I'm excited about this opportunity because I am a Northeast PA guy. I'm a local guy. I'm a NEPA guy, and not all the time you get to be able to coach in your backyard when you get the opportunity to be a head coach. And I was excited about this opportunity last year at this time, and I'm still excited about this opportunity because we're bringing more people in every day to join our culture and understand what we're doing. And I can't do it without our staff and our players, and I think our staff does a great job of talking to our alums and talking to our players about that history and that tradition. And this is a place, like you said, I'm not looking for the next job. I was so grateful for this opportunity. I never thought I was going to be a head coach, and Wilkes has given me the opportunity to be a head coach. And now it's about making sure we have the right people to build this culture and build this place up to what it was in the 60s and 70s, what it was in the early 2000s. And I think with the guys we have around and the support staff that we have and the administration we have, is Wilkes is a special place right now. And I don't think enough people understand what we're doing from an athletic department to a university to understanding, bringing in 60 kids is great, but we also brought in over 500 freshmen. And in a culture where, as universities, and a lot of universities are closing or struggling to get admissions, we are still striving and thriving in a coal cracker town that doesn't have a lot to show and doesn't have a lot of things to do, but we still bring people in here and get Wilkes-Barre and Northeast PA to understand how cool it is to play in a small town atmosphere.
Well, Dave, we appreciate your time. Like your message there, and we wish you the best against Catholic tomorrow for homecoming, 12 o'clock.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much, and always a good time talking to you, John.
All right, Dave. We'll head out, take a break. We'll be right back, talk about a contest that happens tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We'll be back.
The Football Blitz is brought to you by Battaglia Sporting Goods, your hometown sporting goods store since 1975. Contact us for your team sports needs, including all kinds of sports equipment, as well as screen printing and embroidery. We carry most major brands like Under Armour and Adidas. Physical Therapy Associates of Northeastern Pennsylvania, your go-to top-notch care with 3 convenient locations in Old Forge, Hamlin, and Archbald. These pros deliver skilled one-on-one sessions to help you get back in the game faster. Ready to bounce back strong? Give Physical Therapy Associates a call. 570-209-9800.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready for game day? Look sharp with a fresh cut from Guy's Barbershop in Oliphant. We specialize in styles that score big. Whether you need a classic trim or a modern look, our skilled barbers have you covered. Join the winning team, Guy's Barbershop, where every haircut is a touchdown. Visit us today and show your team spirit at Guy's Barbershop in Oliphant.
All right, we're talking coaches, health, and fitness with Lon Hazlett. Coach, give us a tip. Like somebody says, hey, how do I get started? What's like a basic tip maybe that somebody could just kind of start?
I'll tell you what, John, it's real simple. I tell people FFH2O, and they look at me like I have 2 heads, and I tell them, do this for 2 to 3 weeks. Try not to break, be vigilant, have no fast food, have no fried food, and drink 50% of your body weight in ounces of water daily, and try and front load that a little bit. So if somebody weighs 230 pounds, they want to be drinking 115 ounces of water. And it's amazing, as our culture goes, we eat a lot of fast food and fried food, especially if you have kids, you're going through the drive-through. But you can get rid of those couple things. You can increase your water, which increases your hydration, which helps with so many different factors. It really becomes very big. And then I tell them, give me a call a couple weeks down the road, see how that's working for you. Maybe that's the first step. Maybe you're on the right path, and we can kind of go from there. But that's a great place to start. And most of us are sort of amazed at how much fast food and fried food we eat. So when you cut those things, it makes a big difference in a hurry.
All right, a lot more tips on coaches, health, and fitness. Check them out on social media.
All right, we're back here on the Friday Night Football Blitz. John Mendola, and we're going to talk with Dave Pawarchik, the head football coach of Lakeland. Dave, appreciate you joining us tonight. Talk about tonight. You get a chance to sit back and relax on a Friday night, or you out there scouting, kind of doing that kind of stuff?
Thanks for having me on. There's never a dull moment in my life. I have 2 children, and obviously married, very happily married, and the wife wanted to go out to Roba's and do the Halloween ride, and then obviously I headed down to Dunmore to watch the Dunmore Bucks take on the Mid-Valley Spartans tonight. So, like I said, never a dull moment, but I enjoy every second of it.
Well, I'm glad you got a little family time in. That's not easy to kind of balance that in our lives, no doubt about it. But Roba's always a good treat with the kids. Let's talk about preparation this week. You got Honesdale tomorrow. It's an afternoon affair. So, they're 2-4, but they're coming off a win. You got to think, well, they'll be hungry for us. They're at home. I don't want to say a trap game, but this is one of those games where you're going to face a team that, hey, potentially, they might have enough. So what did you guys do this week to prepare for Honesdale? Because it's now a whole new offense, and that's not easy to prepare for.
No, absolutely. And let's not forget that Coach Hawanitz and a couple of the other guys that he brought on to his staff is going to make it a little bit more of a challenge. And their record is a little bit deceiving. They're a pretty good team. They've switched to the wing tee, so a little more deception in what they do. In the years past, they were a little more spread. We had a battle with them last year. I think it ended up being 41-40. And we missed a 2-point conversion there at the end to win it. But again, like I said, going to the wing tee, a lot more deception. So we have to make sure defensively that, we're doing our jobs and we're reading our keys and staying focused and, getting to the ball. Defensively for them, Coach Hawanitz brings a lot of pressure. It's much different than what we usually see. He's going to attack you from all ends, and you got to be ready for it. Special teams wise, they have many different things that they do that you have to prepare for in different types of punt formations, different swinging gates. So that added to the preparation this week. And then, just focusing in on some of their key athletes. When you're watching film, I felt like number 20, Kobe White, for them. He runs the ball extremely hard. He's an excellent athlete. And Gabe Duda, number 36, he's also a very hard, tough-nosed runner. So you got to make sure that you're firing in all cylinders and you're doing what the kids need to do what they're coached to do, and then take it from there.
What's been going well for this Lakeland team? You guys are 5-1. Is it just kind of believing a little bit? I know we had talked, beginning of the year and where you were at, but you have some really good leadership. And boy, it's been a pleasure and talking with some of the Chiefs this year, these guys that have experience as seniors and well-spoken, going places academically, may want to play football at that next level, but you got some real nice kids there.
No, thank you. And again, that's a testament to their parents and the community and the school districts as itself. I feel like we do a really good job of, the education piece at Lakeland. I know you had the chance to talk to David and Chase Rosenkrantz and Weston Loomis, and they're all very, academically driven, great students in the classroom, and respectful kids too. It's always easy to coach when you have respectful kids and, you want to be there. And it makes it a lot easier for myself and my staff to, to show up every day. Again, I can't speak highly enough of the kids in the community and the work that they put in, not just in football, but in the classroom. It's a great group of kids to be around.
Your coaching staff, talk about, the hours you put in, that balance between, hey, they got families too. You could watch film, you hear stories, horror stories, so to speak, of, maybe guys together for 6 and 8 hours on a Sunday. It could get a little bit draining. So, not that you're telling us secrets, but like, what's a typical weekend for you guys at Lakeland? How many hours are you getting together? Is it 8 a.m.? Is it noon? What do you guys do?
So typically, I got a lot of coaches that also have some kids, and I think it's important, like I just spoke about, that community and that family feel. It's very important that our coaches have family time. So our typical weekends is we give the kids off on after Friday night games. They come in for yoga, and usually a couple of the coaches will show up and just to be there. And the kids will get their treatment, yoga, get a little lift in, a little run in. Again, that's voluntary by the coaches. We don't ask them to be there, but they want to be around the kids. And sometimes they'll bring up their children and run around with our kids. And again, that family atmosphere I think is very important. Sundays we'll meet, typically we'll start about 8:30, and we never try to go past 11 or 12. If there's more film that needs to be watched at that point, I kind of just expect my coaches to do it on their own. I have a couple of coaches, their children play for our junior chief program, so on Sundays they're usually playing. So I never want them to miss those games. Again, I think that's very important. Not to mention, in my own family, my son plays flag football on Sundays, and Saturdays he plays soccer. So, I never want to miss anything that my own family's doing as well.
Well, Dave, I know a good night's sleep is important, so we appreciate you taking some time. Have a safe trip tomorrow to Honesdale, and we wish you the best. Should be an interesting game tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. And again, thank you for having us on, and we really appreciate it.
All right, Lakeland Chiefs tomorrow against the Hornets of Honesdale. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
The Football Blitz is brought to you by Alberigi Insurance. Alberigi Insurance Agency proudly services all your insurance needs for over 60 years. Located at 301 Church Street in Jessup. Call us today for a no-obligation quote for home, auto, recreational vehicles, boats, and business insurance. The Alberigi Insurance Agency, 570-489-6348. Tim Wagner's Sports Corner, your spot for all your MLB, NFL, and NCAA clothing and accessory needs. Come see what Tim carries for every Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees and Giants, Philadelphia Phillies, Eagles, Notre Dame, and Syracuse fan, to name a few. Tim Wagner's also specializes in all your screen printing and embroidery needs. If you're on Sanderson Street in Scranton, you'll need to stop and shop at Tim Wagner's Sports Corner.
Fiorelli and Associates, LLC, is a local public accounting firm offering full-service individual and business income tax preparation and general accounting services, including compilations, reviews, and audits. Contact Michael T. Fiorelli, CPA, at 570-383-0782 for any of your individual business income tax or accounting needs. Fiorelli and Associates, Michael T. Fiorelli, CPA.
The Football Blitz is brought to you by the Maddock Agency. Since 1972, the Maddock Agency has been serving northeastern Pennsylvania for home, auto, and life. The Maddock Agency prides itself on being an independently owned agency. When you need help, you could talk with the staff member who lives and works right here in Northeast PA. The Maddock Agency has stayed true to its local, loyal roots. That's what our company was founded on more than 50 years ago. Call Dave Maddock and his team today. 570-586-3790. Use Savage Chiropractic. Takes pride in always doing a full evaluation on all patients, including x-rays, to evaluate patients to keep them safe and to determine the best care for their specific needs. Then they use modern techniques to get patients better, faster, and keep them feeling great with maintenance care options after they're pain-free. Along with chiropractic care, they are one of the only offices here in Northeast PA that offers both Class 4 cold laser to speed up the healing process and massage therapy and bodywork to aid in muscle repair and rehabilitation. And Northeast Outdoor Services, a locally run and operated company who offers a wide range of services but specializes in all forms of hardscape, concrete work, along with fiberglass pools and spas. Check us out on Facebook or visit our website at northeastoutdoorservices.com. Northeast Outdoor Services.
We are back here on the Friday Night Football Blitz as the Dunmore Bucks victorious tonight against Mid-Valley. Ryan Mecca joining us from the Bucks. Ryan, looked like you're in a sci-fi movie. I kind of like the look there with the fan going.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the win tonight and what you guys were able to do.
Yeah, it was a good win, but there's still a lot of stuff that we got to clean up. The penalties, the drop snaps. So, yeah, we're happy with the win, but there's a lot more to improve on.
Let's talk about this year for you guys. You know, you go through a season, you know, you'd like to say, hey, we had a lot of ups, but there could be some ups and downs. And, you know, you guys have gone through some of that. So talk a little bit about, you know, some of those games. It was tight. It was lopsided. It was tight. It was lopsided. So you guys have really kind of been in those type of games all year.
Yeah, we really feel like we were just the ones that beat ourselves. Against Riverside, we had the fumble on the goal line. Against Trail, we had the safety at the end of the game. And against Lakeland, there was just plays that we didn't execute on. So we're really just that close to being undefeated. But we feel like everything happens for a reason, and we just got to keep on going. We got to keep on grinding.
Always another group of seniors going through at Dunmore, and then they move on, and somebody else has to take over. Talk about some of your leadership qualities along with the other seniors there.
Yeah, of course. We got a lot of people that know how to get the guys going. Our biggest problem was we feel like we just didn't have the energy. And so this week at practice, we were bringing the energy. We were having fun finally. And we think that just translated to today. And that's what made us get the win.
Talk about Mid-Valley, respect that you have for a program like that. They're right next to you guys. You probably know a lot of those kids and know, hey, this Mid-Valley team on any given week could beat anybody. But talk a little bit about how you guys were able to get the job done in a pretty convincing way.
Last year we had the close game with them. Whether it almost came back, but we blocked the extra point. And yeah, like you said, they're right across the O'Neill Highway, so we know a lot of those guys, and it was a super fun game to play in, especially knowing all those people. And with the win, those are bragging rights that you have for the rest of your life against them.
Let's talk a little bit about Coach McHale and his message, what it's been like this year. When you guys did lose those two tight games against two good teams of Riverside and Trail, was he kind of encouraging you, or kind of maybe a little bit of, hey, guys, look in the mirror, we got to figure this thing out because we're that close?
Yeah, of course. The message was that we're just the ones beating ourselves. Like I said earlier, we're really just a few plays away from being undefeated. So he's been doing a good job getting us ready for these games and the preparation.
Ryan, let's talk about things for you at home as far as your family. Tell us about those important people in your life, who they are, and all the support that you get.
Yeah, of course. I got to start off with my mom. I want to be able to do anything that I could without her. My grandparents, my stepdad, Alfredo, they've been a big supporting cast that I've had.
How about as far as your future, senior year, what do you want to do next year? Do you still want to play sports? Do you, are you honing in on an academic institution? What are you looking at?
I'm not sure yet. I just want to see how the season goes and then go from there.
How about as far as the fun that you guys have, whether it's after a game or maybe during, after a practice, you guys go get together over somebody's house. Guys go out to eat a bunch?
Yeah, the big thing is on every Thursday, the whole team goes out to Nina's. We get some pizza there, and then after we probably hit some Main Ave ice cream or some Chick-fil-A.
All right, you guys are eating it up there in Dunmore. I like it. Well, Ryan, congratulations on the victory tonight, and we wish you the best next week, West Scranton.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Ryan, enjoy the weekend. Thank you. We'll take a time out.
In 1946, attorney Joseph Saporito returned from World War II and started his law practice. 79 years later, his legacy lives on. Attorney Sam Falcone, Bill Watt, Mara Armazzani, and Joseph Saporito III have continued with the same principles: honest work, dedication to their clients, and a proven record of courtroom success. Saporito, Falcone, and Watt, a general law practice serving all your legal needs. Check them out online at falconewattlaw.com or call 570-654-4643. Saporito, Falcone, and Watt, 48 South Main Street, Pittston. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC. Strategic Planning Associates, LLC. Thomas J. Fiorelli, independent insurance and financial consultant. Big city expectations with small town personalized service and professional advice. Investments, insurance, and financial planning. Need financial guidance? Call Tom Fiorelli, Certified Financial Planner, at 570-650-4558. Office is located at 1548 Main Street, Peckville, Pennsylvania, 18452.
Mesco Glass. Since the founding of our family business in 1930, Mesco Glass has served Northeast Pennsylvania as the area's leading full-service glass company. In those 94 years, we've expanded to 5 locations. Mesco knows glass, auto, home, and commercial. That's what we've done for 94 years. Call Mesco, 1-800-982-4055.
We're back here on the Friday Night Football Blitz as we talk about some of these games tonight and some of the scores we'll get to again here as the night moves along. But we've been able to load up some guests and get everybody kind of on here and chat a little bit as we welcome in Nick Champy here from Wyoming area on the Friday Night Football Blitz. Nick, you guys able to get the job done against Hanover area tonight? Talk a little bit about how things went for you.
All right, so Hanover, they were a decent team. We couldn't take them lightly. They had some good athletes, and after last week, we just needed a big win, and we got it done.
Talk about the physicality of Berwick last week and what that game was like at Crispin Field. Were you guys sore this week? What was that like? Obviously, hats off to Berwick. They came and played, and they're playing some of the best football in Northeast.
Yeah, so Berwick was a very physical team. I don't think we played to our full potential, and I know we didn't. I think if we see them again, I think we could take them.
How about as far as tonight, talk about some of the guys able to get the job done? Who are you impressed with your own team?
I would have to say Luke Kopechny, 2 touchdowns for him. The whole line, just great blocking all night. Josh Maruk, a touchdown. Ben Gravine, great blocking. Just all my guys, Jack Ravine.
How about practice this week? What was the tone? Was it, hey, we're going to burn the tape, we're going to forget about it, or we're going to remember it so we know, hey, that stung enough for us to work a little bit
harder? Yeah, it was
harder.
More, we got to remember it. We can't let that happen again. Very intense practices. Just had to get the work done. We needed a big win, and we got it done.
Talk about Coach Spencer. Obviously all those you and I had talked earlier this year, but Coach Spencer and all those coaches there at Wyoming area, such tradition. Guys went through the program, and it might not be another program that had every coach play for WA. So what do you try to take from all those guys? Obviously, you're hearing it at home from your dad, who's a Wyoming area guy and leads the Alumni Association. But what's it like to listen? Because I'm sure all of them might have the same message, but just probably a little bit different in some ways.
We have a great coaching staff. They really give us a lot of life lessons and football lessons. I think they set the tone, making it like a brotherhood, and we're just so close as a team. Even the coaches, like, we're all close as one.
Your brother, a soccer player at Susquehanna. You did play some soccer. You're a football guy, but talk a little bit about athletics in the family. You guys are pretty competitive there.
So I started off. I played soccer all my life, and last year I switched to football. Wanted to give it a shot, and honestly, it just worked out for me. I excelled at running back, receiver, and I just put in a lot of work this off season, and it's really worked out for me.
Let's talk about your role right now here, week 7. Is it the same? Is it evolving a little bit? Are you still playing various positions?
Yeah, I'm still playing receiver and running back, and I think my role as a back has evolved over the season.
How about defensively? Talk about you guys. Do you feel like, you guys are solid there? There's some things to work at. It seems like, we see Kopechny scoring every week and different guys getting in the end zone, but let's talk about the defensive unit there for
so I feel pretty comfortable about our defense, our secondary. I think we have a good pass defense, and I think our D line is definitely putting in the work. We might have to work on the run defense a little, but I think we'll be there.
Let's talk a little bit about getting together with the guys, what you guys do, whether it's during the week or after the games. And we appreciate you taking some time out after a win to get together with us. But talk a little bit about, trying to have some fun and be kids.
I would say every starter on the team hangs out together out of practice, like off the field. And we have just such a great bond, like we're together on weekends, through the week, we're getting food after practice. We just have a strong bond.
How about the academic area for you, Nick? Talk a little bit about, what that's like. Obviously, people talk, you guys, with the whole cell phone thing. It's been a thing, across the country. But talk a little bit about some teachers or things that you enjoy about being a student at Wyoming.
We have some great teachers. Coach Spencer really emphasizes academics. So all the guys are always focusing on our academics. You know, we have some very good students on the team, like me, Max Getzi, Ben Gravine. We're A students. You know, we're putting in the work, the studying. So yeah.
All right. How about this weekend? What do you got planned? You gonna, go see your brother? You gonna watch some football this weekend? What are the
I'll
plans?
probably definitely watch some college football tomorrow. Oh, we have a homecoming dance tomorrow, actually. So I'll be at that later in the night. But yeah, and then Sunday I'll be watching NFL. So yeah, probably get
All right.
together.
Like a football
Yeah,
weekend.
you bet.
All right. Well, Nick, we appreciate your
Yeah.
time. Thanks for joining us, and congrats on
Thank
the
you.
win.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
All right. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back.
McCarthy Tire Service, celebrating over 97 years, trusted to keep America rolling. McCarthy Tire Service has been there for generations and family for the highest quality in tire service and scheduled maintenance. With over 70 locations along the East Coast, our family is growing with yours. We're one of the top independent retailer dealers in the United States. You can visit us at any of our service centers in Wilkes-Barre, Hazleton, and Williamsport. Service your vehicle with a family you can trust. Make your family a part of the next generation of McCarthy Tire Service. Visit us on the web at mccarthytire.com. Manuka Subaru, it's all we do. Open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 7. Fridays 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 1. Located at 4141 Bernie Ave in Moosic. The Ascent, Forester, Crosstrek, Legacy, and Impreza. You can call them toll free, 888-903-8015, or visit them online, manukasubaru.com. For Manuka Subaru, it's all we do. In Dunmore, talk to Jen Ricky Abeloff. She's located at 115 West Drinker Street in Dunmore, 570-342-9626. Visit Detailed Assets Auto Spa, located on 295 South River Street in Plains, located across from Bakery Delight. For premier auto detailing services in the area, choose Detailed Assets Auto Spa. They offer full rejuvenation enhancement, ceramic coating, wheel coating, glass coating, and more. 570-899-2254. Brian Frisbee will take care of your car. 570-899-2254 for Detailed Assets Auto Spa.
All right, welcome back to the Friday Night Football Blitz, and we're going to see if we could squeeze in Keith Olson. This might be tough. He's on the road, driving. Let's hope all's safe. But Delaware Valley a winner against Lutheran. Coach, welcome to the show.
John, thanks for having me on.
Well, let's talk about you guys. As always, you have a tough schedule there at DV, and what you guys are able to do, and a big win last week, and then you build on that and get a win today. So let's talk about putting together a couple of wins and ending getting this season going here the last several weeks strong.
Yeah, we started off really slow, had an opportunity in a couple of the games early on and just squandered those. But I think we learned some lessons, and our kids were able to lean on that a little bit today. And when, it was a pretty tight game for most of the first half, and we were able to get one right before halftime. And I thought we were able to separate a little bit there, and our kids did a really nice job.
So, you start out with McKeesport, you got Jersey Shore, you got Central York, you Scranton Prep. Talk about physically how the guys are kind of holding up after those first 3 weeks. Then you had some local teams in there. So, what's it been like with, nicks and bruises and things like that?
Well, early on in the season, Mikey usually, was dealing with a pretty good quad bruise, and he just wasn't himself. He fought through it. You get all the bumps, the bruises that go along with playing anybody. McKeesport was a big physical team, and Jersey Shore is a physical group, and you could Central York, they run around the field 100 miles an hour, and then Prep has a big physical group too. So after a few weeks, you kind of look around and you're like, guys, you got to suck it up and get after it here a little bit. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and, climb out of this hole.
Well, you got the win against Lutheran. You're building a little bit here. Now it's Valley View, North Pocono, and Scranton to end the season. So obviously, you always like when you can play a game at home. So you'll get Valley View. They come off a loss tonight against North Pocono, but they'll always be a physical a team, the Cougars. What are you expecting out of Valley View next week?
Well, Scott does a great job with those guys. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be a physical ball club. They're going to be the exact opposite of what we saw tonight. Tonight was wide open, high octane, unbelievable elite level speed at three or four of these skill positions. Valley View is going to condense it a little bit and bring it in a little bit tighter and get after us and be physical with the run game. So it's a little bit different look than last week, and we need to be prepared for it.
Keith, let's talk a little bit about these seniors that you have and the leadership. You mentioned, Mike and the job that, he's doing for you guys and able to get through some of that stuff. But how about some of the other guys up front for you?
Well, right now our unit is starting to gel up front with our O-line, and I think a lot of that it has to deal with Josh Ryan and Chris Renna, our two offensive tackles, both, returning guys. They have really worked with the younger guys, and that work is starting to pay off. That it's a different group than it was obviously earlier in the year, and we've come a long way together with those guys.
Keith, we appreciate your time tonight. Thanks for taking some time out. Get home safely there, will you?
All right, John. Thanks for having us on. Appreciate it.
Okay, Delaware Valley victorious tonight, and we'll take a break and be right
The
back.
Football Blitz is brought to you by Battaglia Sporting Goods, your hometown sporting goods store since 1975. Contact us for your team sports needs, including all kinds of sports equipment, as well as screen printing and embroidery. We carry most major brands like Under Armour and Adidas. Physical Therapy Associates of Northeastern Pennsylvania, your go-to top-notch care with 3 convenient locations in Old Forge, Hamlin, and Archbald. These pros deliver skilled one-on-one sessions to help you get back in the game faster. Ready to bounce back strong? Give Physical Therapy Associates a call. 570-209-9800.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready for game day? Look sharp with a fresh cut from Guy's Barbershop in Oliphant. We specialize in styles that score big. Whether you need a classic trim or a modern look, our skilled barbers have you covered. Join the winning team, Guy's Barbershop, where every haircut is a touchdown. Visit us today and show your team spirit at Guy's Barbershop in Oliphant.
All right, we're talking coaches, health, and fitness with Lon Hazlett. Coach, give us a tip. Like somebody says, hey, how do I get started? What's like a basic tip maybe that somebody could just kind of start?
I'll tell you what, John, it's real simple. I tell people FFH2L, and they look at me like I have 2 heads, and I tell them, do this for 2 to 3 weeks. Try not to break, be vigilant, have no fast food, have no fried food, and drink 50% of your body weight in ounces of water daily. And try and front load that a little bit. So if somebody weighs 230 pounds, they want to be drinking 115 ounces of water. And it's amazing, as our culture goes, we eat a lot of fast food and fried food, especially if you have kids, you're going through the drive-through. But you can get rid of those couple things. You can increase your water, which increases your hydration, which helps with so many different factors. It really becomes very big. And then I tell them, give me a call a couple weeks down the road, see how that's working for you. Maybe that's the first step. Maybe you're on the right path, and we can kind of go from there. But that's a great place to start. And most of us are sort of amazed at how much fast food and fried food we eat. So when you cut those things, it makes a big difference in a hurry.
All right, a lot more tips on coaches, health, and fitness. Check them out on social media.
We're back here on the Friday Night Football Blitz. John Mendola with you. Let's get through some of these scores. We're still efforting a couple coaches. So let's just see what we got here. So Trail beats Carbondale 35-7. You had Wyoming area 49-14 against Hanover. You had Riverside taking care of Holy Cross. Lake Lehman victorious here over Tunkhannock. North Pocono they won tonight against Valley View. And Old Forge took care of Susquehanna. It was Pittston area holding off the Wolfpack 31-24. So that's a good thing there for PA to hold off their Wolfpack. I guess they were down a bunch. That might have been like, I don't know, it was 24-7 I thought I saw early. Wolfpack stormed back there in the second half, but Patriots found a way to finish that off. Let's get over to some District 4 scores here as we're efforting here. We're working on a couple players and different things, trying to see what they can do. So let's just see what we got. As a couple people just texted me back, and we'll see if we can line that up. So Towanda, let's see. They go down to Athens 54-7. It was Milton all over Central Columbia. Danville got beat pretty badly there by Mount Carmel. Jersey Shore looks like they got pasted tonight by Hollidaysburg. So Hollidaysburg must be the real deal because we know Jersey Shore's a good team. Lewisburg victorious. It was Warrior Run. They're having a heck of a year, the defenders. 47-42 over Loyalsock. You had Southern Columbia holding off Mifflinburg 21-14. Let's see. Sealands Grove goes down to Shikellamy, and then the Smokin' Indians getting the job done there against Williamsport. And that was 42-7. Going to head over to District 11 now just to check out a couple more scores here. Let's see any that are interesting here. Nazareth took care of Liberty. One of the local games, when you say that, Blue Mountain and Lehighton, that was a tight affair. So that ended up going to Blue Mountain 49-34. Jim Thorpe took care of Catasauqua. Parkland's just rolling, beat Dara 49-0. Haven, real deal this year, 55-14 over Marion. Stroudsburg, they played a couple local teams early, 30-15 was the score of that game. And let's see, Pottsville, they go down to Northwestern Lehigh, 42-0. Kevin Keating, the late coach there at Pottsville, passed away this past week. So thoughts and prayers to his family down that way. And I still had Kevin Keating's number in my phone. I look back, I was like, man, that he was a good guy and a good coach back there with the Crimson Tide back in the day. So we're going to try and effort and get maybe a group of players, one more group of players here in Northeast PA. We got some games going on tomorrow. So get through a couple more little things here. We'll see if we can get one or two more interviews here in the Friday Night Football Blitz. Appreciate you joining us here on a Friday night here, the first weekend of October. Take a timeout. We'll be right back.
The Football Blitz is brought to you by Alberigi Insurance. Alberigi Insurance Agency proudly services all your insurance needs for over 60 years. Located at 301 Church Street in Jessup. Call us today for a no-obligation quote for home, auto, recreational vehicles, boats, and business insurance. The Alberigi Insurance Agency, 570-489-6348. Tim Wagner's Sports Corner, your spot for all your MLB, NFL, and NCAA clothing and accessory needs. Come see what Tim carries for every Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees and Giants, Philadelphia Phillies, Eagles, Notre Dame, and Syracuse fan, to name a few. Tim Wagner's also specializes in all your screen printing and embroidery needs. If you're on Sanderson Street in Scranton, you'll need to stop and shop at Tim Wagner's Sports Corner.
Fiorelli and Associates, LLC, is a local public accounting firm offering full-service individual and business income tax preparation and general accounting services, including compilations, reviews, and audits. Contact Michael T. Fiorelli, CPA, at 570-383-0782 for any of your individual business income tax or accounting needs. Fiorelli and Associates, Michael T. Fiorelli, CPA.
The Football Blitz is brought to you by the Maddock Agency. Since 1972, the Maddock Agency has been serving northeastern Pennsylvania for home, auto, and life. The Maddock Agency prides itself on being an independently owned agency. When you need help, you can talk with the staff member who lives and works right here in Northeast PA. The Maddock Agency has stayed true to its local, loyal roots. That's what our company was founded on more than 50 years ago. Call Dave Maddock and his team today. 570-586-3790. Use Savage Chiropractic. Takes pride in always doing a full evaluation on all patients, including x-rays, to evaluate patients to keep them safe and to determine the best care for their specific needs. Then they use modern techniques to get patients better, faster, and keep them feeling great with maintenance care options after they're pain-free. Along with chiropractic care, they are one of the only offices here in Northeast PA that offers both Class 4 cold laser to speed up the healing process and massage therapy and bodywork to aid in muscle repair and rehabilitation. And Northeast Outdoor Services, a locally run and operated company who offers a wide range of services but specializes in all forms of hardscape, concrete work, along with fiberglass pools and spas. Check us out on Facebook or visit our website at northeastoutdoorservices.com. Northeast Outdoor Services.
All right, we are back here on the Friday Night Football Blitz here on a Friday in October, the first weekend. I think we went over most of the scores. We're efforting on one more group of players from North Pocono to join us. They're kind of getting to their little eat spot, so we'll see if that all works out. So tomorrow you got Montrose at Holy Redeemer. That's at Spartan Stadium, 7 o'clocker, and then Lakeland Honesdale, 2 o'clock. Honoring Butch Keller tomorrow, I believe, in Honesdale. So Lake Lehman, they got the win against Tunkhannock. And then West Scranton against Western Wayne, unable to get a hold of Coach Minetti, tried to reach out to him. Trail got the job done against Carbondale, was having tonight's stinging Scranton Prep there at the end. Next week, let's look at some of the matchups that we have as we wait for these guys to see if they can join us tonight. Williamsport's got to travel to Berwick. Schmoken took care of them. Don't think that'll be much of anything. Hazleton goes down to Crestwood tonight. They got to go to Pittston next week. Let's see. North Pocono at Scranton. It seems like, North Pocono right now is rolling over everybody. Crestwood and Dallas next week. That might be one of the better games of the week. Now, that Valley West Wilkes-Barre game, it was Friday night, right? All set. Schedule came out in the season. Then the game got moved to Saturday. Then it got moved back to Friday. And now it's Saturday again. So if you're expecting Valley West and Wilkes-Barre next Friday night, you're not going to see it because they're going to play Saturday at noon. So just so there's a heads up for you. Trail at Susquehanna next week, Old Forge at Holy Cross. So a lot of one-sided games on paper next week. I think the two biggest contests, Crestwood and Dallas. Now you got West Scranton will take on Dunmore. But Dunmore, a couple plays away from maybe being undefeated. So we'll see what happens with that. But next week is week 8 of the high school football season. So that's kind of where we're at with this. This season, we're getting into early October. We're at week 8. I mean, when you look at October, the regular season is going to be over here on the 24th, the weekend of the 24th and 25th. And then you got Halloween weekend. We'll start playoffs, and then we're into November and kind of going from there. So that's kind of the way this season looks and the way things are going to go here on the Friday Night Football Blitz. So these guys, this is why I don't use 5 minutes. And again, they're a bunch of good kids. Here I said, listen, the first thing you want to do is you're getting ready to go do an interview. Be safe. You don't want anybody getting into a non-safe situation. Take your time, get to your location. If we're able to do the interview, great. If we're not able to do the interview, it's all good. But at the same time, I always go back to 5 minutes. What's 5 minutes? Well, 5 minutes to me is it's not 5 minutes. That's why I use 7 minutes or 9 minutes or 3 minutes, because we all have our little things, right? So that's where we're at. Well, hey, we'll take one more time out. If these guys are here, great. If not, we're going to wrap it up here on the Friday Night Football Blitz. I think we're getting closer. These guys are efforting. Here we go. Yep, there they are. All right, let's welcome in these guys. Oh man, these guys, they got to be safe driving. So I think we got them. Chase Zimmerman and Cole West here from North Pocono. All right, there we go. What's happening?
Nothing.
So hey, you guys are safe. You're at your little hot spot there. The North Pocono guys, what you guys do, you got to get something in the belly, right?
Definitely, always.
You still got some time there, and your place is going to stay open late. But Cole, let's talk with you first. Let's talk about your effort and how things are going for you with your teammates this season.
I mean, to start off 7-0 right now, it's awesome. I mean, all winter, all summer, this is what we worked for, and we got 3 more games left, and we got playoffs. So, but just the feeling going out after every win is it's special.
Well, the way you guys are beating teams is, kind of interesting. Talk a little bit about, like, not just by a touchdown, but you're kind of putting teams away. What's that like?
I mean, that's what makes good teams great, putting teams away like that. I mean, this is what we should be doing. We're not even playing to our best potentials yet either. But to put great teams away like this, I mean, it shows what we're going to do later on.
Let's talk about some of the guys around you, Cole, some of the, other athletes that are making plays there at North Pocono. You're a guy who makes some plays, but talk about some of the other guys.
I mean, we got our quarterback here, gets the ball to me a little bit, but we got Brisky, Josiah, Tate. Our punter is one of the best in the area. Henry, also a receiver. We got Evan. I mean, we got players all around.
How about as far as the message week after week? Do you guys feel like you're getting a little bit beat up and, it's week 7 of the high school football season, or you feel like you guys are, able to kind of get through a little bit unscathed and move on to the next week and feel pretty fresh still?
No, I mean, we're 1-0 every week. I mean, that's how we're taking it. We're getting banged up a little bit here and there, but with a week of practice, everything, we're ready for the next game. So,
all right. Well, appreciate your time. Let's welcome in Chase Zimmerman here on the show. And Chase, we got a chance to talk with that Cole Zimmerman guy. He's pretty good, right?
Yeah, he's all right.
Talk a little bit about your job there at North Pocono, and everybody leaning on you, listening to you in the huddle, and making sure that you're showing some good leadership there.
Yeah, obviously it's an important job, and I have great coaches to help me through that. And the players, they're great. They listen well, and they want to just get after it. It helps so much that they want to do that.
And just so our viewers are kind of, we have Cole West's phone, but it's Chase Zimmerman with him. So just so we kind of know what's up, that's not Cole West, that's Chase Zimmerman, but Cole's right over there. These guys are hanging out, getting some food together, and they're a comedy act already. I love it. So, Chase, let's talk about, Brisky and the guys and giving the ball to guys that could, make plays for you.
It's awesome. It's great having that. It really takes a lot off my shoulders, the coach's shoulders, and it's great having to know that there's other playmakers on the field other than myself or Cole with me.
Talk a little bit about your skill set. What can you do as a quarterback?
I think I can do a lot. I think I can run the ball pretty well. I can get the ball where it needs to be, throwing it, and just knowing that I have receivers out there, running backs who can catch, great line to protect me. It's just great.
How about your legs? Coach ever saying, hey, I want you to run the ball a little bit, or does it kind of limit you with some of that talent that you have in the backfield?
Yep, yeah, a little bit. It's changed up a little bit this year with the Wildcat, but, when we need it, I'll get the first down. And
let's talk a little bit about Valley View and, being able to go to their place and beat them. Not an easy task, but you guys were able to do that. What was that like?
It was awesome. They're a great team, great coaches, great atmosphere. But we knew that it was going to be a tough game. We wanted to come out, work hard, and great week of practice, and I think it showed.
Let's talk a little bit about your schedule. Week after week, you guys are going to, play tough teams, and, it could get a little bit grinding from time to time. But, right now, unfortunately for Scranton, they seem like, I don't want to say they're struggling, but, they're up against it a little bit. And, at the same time, you guys as kids, your high school kids, that you got to take it seriously and say, hey, we got to work hard and make sure we're perfecting what we're doing. Know that right now, Scranton's stinging a little bit.
Yeah, but exactly like you just said. They're a great team. They have some banged up, but we still got to come out and work hard and practice, not taking it easy, just like we do with any other game.
Couple weeks, you're going to have Delaware Valley, who's a team that, they had a real tough schedule. They got to win tonight against the Lutheran team. Then you guys will have Scranton Prep. Talk about, trying to peak at the right time. You feel like you have a group of seniors and juniors there that are laser focused on what the prize is?
Yeah, 100%. It's been rough the past couple of years, and we kind of use that as motivation, but not all of it. DV and Prep, they're a great team, great coaches, great players. And we know that it's going to be a hard game, and we just got to be ready for it, work hard.
Talking with Chase Zimmerman, the quarterback there at North Pocono. Chase, tell us about your family. Maybe anything you guys will be doing this weekend, hanging out?
Gonna go see some games probably, and probably in the morning have some bacon and eggs. Just hang out, have fun with the family.
Who's making breakfast tomorrow?
Definitely my mom. Definitely my mom. She makes a great breakfast for us on
Bacon
Saturday.
and egg sounds pretty good, man.
Yeah,
You might have to take a drive up there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get Cole West back in here. I want to see what his plans are for the weekend. Cole, what do you got going on this weekend?
I'm going out to Penn tomorrow for a game day visit, and then I'm actually going to the Phillies game tomorrow.
Man, you got it. So what time are you getting to bed tonight for all that stuff?
What'd you say?
What time are you getting to bed for all that fun stuff tomorrow?
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight with all the adrenaline and that big win, but hopefully somewhat soon, or else I'm not going to be up tomorrow.
Well, who's all going tomorrow to Penn with you and to the Phillies game?
My mom and then this lineman right over here, Brody
All
Bull.
right. That sounds like a good trip. What time are you guys departing in the morning?
6:45. So it's going to be an early morning.
Well, you guys better eat up, get some rest.
We will.
All right.
We will.
Hey, be careful tonight. Be careful on your trip. I hope you enjoy your weekend, all right?
Thank you. You too.
All right, the North Pocono Trojans victorious tonight at Valley View. It is the John Mendola Show, the Friday Night Football Blitz. We'll take I guess we're just going to wrap it up here. I mean, we can take another break, but you know what? It's been a long night, a long day. Those guys, they got on, and how about that? Penn tomorrow for a game day visit and the Phillies game, man. It's great to be a kid, great to be him, and that's awesome to hear. So, again, we appreciate you joining us here on Friday night, the Football Blitz. We'll see you again next Friday night. Enjoy. I'm John Mendola. Have a good night.